Hi, Mark here. I trust you're well, and welcome to this legacy recording of a live Lightroom support community event that I hosted on the 14th of March 2022. Now, do please bear in mind that technology changes and thinking, workflow, we keep re-examining that. In this support community, we looked at classic library module presets regarding metadata, speeding up our importing using presets, and I showed a little tiny button that within 2 clicks you can import keyword, sync to the cloud, all your images in seconds. So I hope this recording is of interest. If you'd like to come and join us on our live Lightroom support community events, just visit lightroommark.com. You'll see another video telling you a little bit more about what we do, and below the video is all our upcoming events. They're hosted on Zoom and you book them through Eventbrite. Eventbrite will send you a reminder and all the Zoom details automatically on the day of the event. If you've got any questions finally, please leave a comment below the video. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Take care, stay safe, happy photography. Bye for now.
Evening, everybody. Okay, so tonight we are going to look at the library module and presets. It's about speeding up your metadata or your IPTC data and how to do that. Also help in importing or if you've already got images already in there. So I'm not going to go all into keywording tonight and things like that, but I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to quickly apply metadata to a bunch of images or on import. Also renaming, which is an import function. So last week we looked at importing. Then we're going to go and do a task in Photoshop afterwards. So from Lightroom Classic to Photoshop and back again. And then it's your random Q&As. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah, everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see if the technology works this evening. First time in this office. Okay, so let's move you out of the way for a second. So if we look down on this image that I've got highlighted here, which is the image that we're going to use later, I'll press the space bar to make it full screen. This yoga image, you can see beautiful woman doing extended hand to toe text here, which is in the title. And we can see here a description. And all this is your metadata, whether it's IPTC, International Press Telecommunication Code, that stands for, and EXIF data, which is your shooting data. So we can change the view. So I've changed it to EXIF. And this is the data. This is a stock image, by the way, from Adobe. As you can see, it's Adobe stock. It's the file name, the date it was taken, the dimensions. So that's a 3x2, so it's done on a full frame camera. It was taken at 500ths of a second.
Oh, can you make it any bigger?
Let's see what I can do.
Full screen.
Yeah, hang on. I don't think I'll be able to stretch that. Let's see if I can make.
You might be able to do it on your own screen if you click to the right hand side of Mark's page and then just slowly drag it to the right, which will reduce him in size and your screenshot larger.
Well done.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's quite large on mine, and
Yeah, well, I could read it on mine, but I got a big screen, so.
You okay, Sue?
Yeah, I can only do it so much, but yeah, because basically I can't see what the writing is.
Okay.
No, I can't either.
Okay, so let's I don't think I can't go any bigger that way.
You've enlarged it this way, yeah.
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 I don't think I
The
can go any-
writing's small, isn't it?
not, I can only do it in a recording. So, but
Okay.
this is just the information. So exposure, focus length, exposure compensation, ISO, metering mode. All this is Canon. It was the camera, 5D Mark IV, the serial number of the camera. All this information here is your EXIF information, and you can change that by this drop down. So, and then IPTC, International Press Telegraph Code, gives you things like name of the creator, the contact details, headline, which is like a title, description. You also have this image was actually taken in Russia, so we shouldn't really be using that at the moment. There we go. We have a title. Now, the headline and title, these are legacy products from other software which have been superseded. So it's a standard throughout the world, so they're still respective. A lot of the time, we will just copy that information into both. Credit line, who took it, source, there's a reference number, copyright, all this information, that's your IPTC, and it's a set format which does slightly change. They add to it over the years. There's a conference every couple of years. But we don't want to type all this in. Okay, we don't want to type all this in per image. Okay, and you can see at the top it says presets. You see that here? I'm circling my mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we can create presets. Okay, we can either click on there and go edit, or we can go up to metadata, edit presets. Okay, and we have all these spaces or all these menus, okay, that we can type in information. I'm just clicking on the triangle and I'm expanding them. Now, I suggest you create a bare preset which has got your information in there. So if we go to me, MSPY master, there we go. MSPY master, okay. Mark Stothard photography, okay. And this is my master preset. And this is just my contact information, okay. It is not relevant to any photograph. You knock the water over there, okay. So there should be in content, so in basic information, that is a photo related field set. Okay, so you've got copy name, label, and caption. There relates to a photograph. So I don't want anything in there. Camera information, I don't want anything in there because what camera am I going to use is going to be different for every photograph. IPTC content, so headline, that's like a description. Subject code, that's about the image, but description writer is me. That will 99 times 100 always be me. So I tick the box, put my name in there, okay? And when they're blue and they're ticked, they're going to be added to the preset, okay? So we then come down to IPTC copyright information. That is relevant to me. I'm creating a preset for me. So copyright. Change the year. I haven't updated the year, so we're now copyright, and that is Control Shift and G on a Mac. Don't know what it is on a PC. Puts the copyright symbol in. You might need to cut and paste it. Which Control C, Control V on a PC. So the year and your name. From the drop down, which is the next one down, you select copyright. All rights reserved. And then if you've got a website and you might have a copyright statement, you put that in there, what the website address is. And this will apply, all this information will apply to every image that you add this preset to. So then we've got creator. So here's my London details. So name, address, postcode, telephone number, etc., and website. Now, IPTC image. Nothing in there because this is about the image. So date created, location, etc. Let's untick those. It doesn't apply that. And then IPT source. So title is about the image. Job identifier, which is me. I'm a photographer. That's ticked. instructions. Sometimes you may have that, sometimes you may not. Contact me for a license, for example. You tick that and write that in there. Credit line and source. Credit line is, you see it sometimes, you see by the side of a photograph, copyright and a name. Well, that's the credit line. Source, where it came from. They're both relevant to me, so I put them in there. So you type this information in and you tick the boxes. Some of them may not be relevant for you. But if you're going to put stuff up on Adobe Stock or Alamy or any other agency website, you will need all this information. Okay, now the next one's extended. You don't really need to worry about them. It just drills down into more information or about a preset. So I'd leave those. And then you come down to the bottom to keywords. Okay, and these are keywords about a subject. But in this case, it is about me. It's contact details for me. Okay, so I'm now just going to click on the top menu here and I'm going to update my current preset. So those changes I've made, I've just updated it to this preset. Okay, so I've created a master. As you can see by the title, it's called a master. Okay, but now I might want to create a preset that relates to a narrative or type of images. So let's say dogs, for example, and I want to type in some generic information about dogs. Okay, so caption, dog. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste. So that's going to apply there, copy name dog. And I'm going to come down, go through camera information, no, IPTC, headline dog. Okay, come down to the next one. Don't need anything there, don't need anything there, and that. Come down to the next one. That one's okay, that one's okay. So come down creator, that's still okay. Image data, so we'll leave that for the moment, nothing in there. IPTC, status title is dog. Okay, and the rest is okay. And then I'm going to type in keyword dog. Okay, and this is your generic preset. Okay, so now I'm going to save this as a new preset. So in my case, MSPY, because that's the contact details, and I'm going to call it dog. Okay, so I've now created the preset, and you can type whatever information you want in there, but it now has got dog in it. Okay, keyword of dog and preset of dog. So now if I go to my images, and I'm now going to look for images of a dog. Okay, so there's one. And now I'm going to hold the command or control key down, depending on your PC or Mac. And I'm going to go through looking for pictures of a dog. Another one. Okay, just scrolling down, there's another one. Another one. Okay, another one, another one, another one. Another one, another one.
Right.
Another two there, another one there. Okay, so that's going to be about it, I think. Okay, so now I've got those images selected. If I wanted to, I can now just click on the preset and go apply. Do I want to apply that preset to all those images? Apply. And that's it. They've now got dog, my contact details in them. You see on the right-hand side here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have just those 11 images. I've now just put a title, description, keyword of dog, and my contact details into 11 images, just like that. Okay. So you can do what information you want to put in there, you can put in there. Now, if you are going into the import module and you're going to import an image, so let's just take a anything in there. There we go. So there's some stuff here, okay? Not going to import it, but during import, metadata, you can see top right-hand side, dog, it will apply all that information that I've just typed in regarding dog to all these images. Okay?
Mhm.
So this is why I import in batches. I have got several, just some here, several presets already set up for generic keywording and descriptions. Okay, and I will batch import. So if I go out, let's say I go out for a Sunday afternoon with somebody walking along the seafront here in Minehead, or a Saturday afternoon, whatever it was, walking along. I took some pictures of the seafront. Then we walked along to the harbour. I took some pictures of the harbour, and then walked up through Blenheim Gardens and took some pictures of the Blenheim Gardens, and then walked down the avenue, took loads of photographs of the Minehead metalheads. Well, I've got presets for each of those narratives that over time I've added to and kept up to date. So when I go to import, I select the group of images and I import all of the relevant keywords that I've spent some time over years updating, adding to, and so on, with the description and everything, and I've automatically applied them, which means later on, when I've gone through the images, and let's say I imported 30 images of Minehead Harbour. They've all got the current keywords. They've all got the generic description and title. They've all got my copyright information. I've just got to select the ones that I want to edit and then just type in 2 or 3 words to fine tune the title, the headline, and the description and the keywords, which takes a few seconds. And then you just drag them to Adobe Stock, for example, and upload them. That's it. But I've put all the generic stuff, the address, whatever they are, boats and fishing boats, Minehead Harbour, low tide, and I've got one for low tide, one for high tide, and one for a stormy day. So I've got different presets. They've got lots of different keywords in them for the same narrative. So I don't have to keep typing this in. So one I've got, Dunster Beach, which I go quite regularly to, got sunrise and sunset. I've got one sunrise, low tide and high tide, which means that all I've done is I've copied the preset, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Just copy the preset, and it's in the drop-down menu, and I've added different keywords. So I'm speeding up my workflow. So I go import all the images from Minehead Seafront. Then I go back, import all the images for Minehead Harbour with the appropriate drop-down preset. Then I go back and go import all the images from Blenheim Gardens with the Blenheim Gardens preset. Then I go back again and I import them in batches, and I file them in the appropriate place within Lightroom with the appropriate keywords. Okay?
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So spending a little bit of time beforehand and just thinking about your preset and having multiple and having them in, I've put them in identity first, so the contact details. So MSP is my London stuff that I do, etc. So it's got my London. MSPY is usually my Minehead stuff. So photographer and photography, and they have different contact details in because my London stuff is taken. The phone is always answered by somebody else rather than me in my call centre, so it has a different phone number in London because I have a different pricing structure and things like that, etc., and different client base. So I've got different presets for different things, right? But it just automates the system. Okay. Right, I'm going to show you how to rename. Okay, so Tony will know this answer. What is a photograph?
A moment at a time.
Brilliant. Well done, sir. and what can't you replace in a moment of time?
Well, you can't replace that time.
Brilliant. Okay, so when we take a photograph, let's see if we've got something in here. When we have a photograph, just see if we've got something that's unnamed or something. There we go, there's one. Okay, so this file name here, this is the name that's out of the camera. So I've set up in my cameras, one of them being here, I've set this file naming structure, which is here, NZ53898 DNGs. Okay, this file structure, this naming structure is set up in the camera. Now, what this says is it's taken with the Nikon Z5 camera, and the shutter actuation is 3,898. Okay, so I know immediately from my original source file name that's shot from the camera, what, just by looking at that, what camera it was shot with and what the shutter number is. Now, that number will only get replaced until when it goes up to 9,999. Okay? But underneath, if we look at the information, this was taken on the 21st of November 2021 at 11:21 and 54 seconds. So we call these unique identifiers. This, in conjunction with this, so this file name in conjunction with this date and time, is unique. It cannot be replaced. So as Tony says, it's a moment in time. It can't be replaced. So from this information here, I create a naming structure. I create this file name structure. I'm going to show you how to do this. And it's just a principle. I create the first three letters are who the copyright holder is. Now, in the past, I've worked for people that we've negotiated, they own the copyright. So from this file name, I know who owns that copyright. In my case, this case, it's me. Then if you look closely at the file name and what's underneath there, it says 2021, 2021. 10/25, and if you look at the date, it says 25/10/2021. So that part of the file name is the date it was taken. The next part, if you look very closely, can anyone guess?
Number of the shutter.
Shutter.
No.
Number how many photographs you've had taken.
No.
No.
Time.
Time.
Oh, brilliant. It's the time. 15, 35 and 13. If you look, 15, 35 and 13. So
You froze.
on the 25th of the 10th, 2021. Okay, and if we look underneath, there it is there. And this is the shutter actuation number and the camera.
Yes, it will be, yeah.
Yeah, NZ538. Yeah, so this was taken 3,841. So I know from this file name, the date, the time, the camera that it was taken on. And all of that is a unique moment and a unique file name. So, anyone have an idea why I do that? Come on, Helen, you're the brainy one.
Well, you
Yes,
can work
Helen.
out what you've taken on a certain day.
Yeah,
At
that's
a
valid.
certain time.
It
Okay.
would never be duplicated.
Oh, someone's big-headed. Somebody knew the answer. You're right, Mrs. Pegg. You knew the answer to that.
Very
Makes
shutter.
a change.
Okay, so that file name can never be replaced or never be duplicated. Okay, even if I took these cameras take what 10, 12, 30 frames a second, even if it was I kept my finger on the button on the shutter, this will be 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. And if it's taking 30 frames a second, this will still be at 13. So the front part will be the same, but the shutter actuation will be different. It'll be 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So even though it's at the same moment in time, the shutter actuation will be a different actuation. Okay? So each photograph will have its own unique, individual, never be replaced or duplicated file name. Okay?
Yeah.
So why would I do that? Mrs. Pegg? Come on, Mrs. Pegg. You
The
know the
sleep
answer.
tonight.
Oh, okay, she might have gone for a second. Okay, so there's two reasons why. One, we discussed, can't duplicate the file. That image is a unique moment in time, can't be duplicated. The second one is if I've imported the image twice, Lightroom will tell me that it's there twice. It's easily, as the end user and Lightroom, to identify that that file name is in there twice. So that means that photograph is duplicated. Okay. So in my case, in my main catalogue, I have currently 690,000 images, something like that. A lot of them are duplicates. I went through a folder today that had over 1,100 images in there, all taken on the same day, all in different locations over my catalogue, over my drive. But because I went to metadata and sort by date and time, it showed me a grid view of all the images that were taken on that day. I could wheedle them out quite quickly. And I went from 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, whatever it was, down to 114 images. So over 1,000 of them were duplicates.
Nice.
All right. I had them all up on the screen. They were all in date and time order, because it's the way I sorted it. And I could look at the file names. And as I went through, and I just used the paint can, I went X, 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 X. And I do it manually. There are plugins, which I do have, that will do the duplicates. But I went X, 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 X. And about 20 minutes later, I'd got rid of 1,000 images that were all duplicated. Then I selected them all and just dragged them into a date folder. I was at Disneyland Paris, there were family pictures, and I just got rid of 1,000 duplicates, just like that, because of my file naming structure. Okay?
Yeah.
Because these are old backup drives. There's just 5 of them I took out the filing cabinet. There's probably something like about 500,000 images on here. Right? They're backups that I'm of legacy archive backups. There's a drive over there. I don't know the dates of them. So, you know, 2 terabytes, 2 terabytes, 2 terabytes, 2 terabytes, 4 terabytes. Right? So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 terabytes of images there. I don't know if they're duplicates or not, but I don't want to lose a picture. So I import them all onto my NAS drive. And then I go through them all.
Can you not, in there a setup on your Lightroom where you can actually stop duplicates?
Yeah, you can. You can click the don't put duplicates.
Yeah.
But I want to see. I want to take control. I want to take the judgment, because sometimes it'll import the file and it'll be a different file size, for example. And Lightroom might not pick it up for whatever reason. Human error. That's the biggest fault, human error. So I'd much rather sit there and go, I'll import them all and I'll sort them manually. And I go through a whole month every single day going through the images and slowly go through them all. And it's a job that I do every day. Takes me 30, 40 minutes a day, 6 days a week. But I know that I've got all my images, because there's always one image that means the world to you. As you see in the news, you know, husband runs in to get the negatives or the hard drive from underneath the bed of the burning house and so on. I'm not worried about the print, wants the negative, because the passport, credit card, driving license are replaceable. Those negatives, those memories are not. So these are priceless. Okay.
Mhm.
Right, so that's why I've sat there and worked out the file structure. So I'll show you now how to create that file structure or renaming, okay? So we go up to photo and we got rename photo. Oh, sorry, not remove, where is it? It might be under data. Where is it gone? Sorry, it's under library, it's F2. Rename photo, okay? And you can set up just the same, some presets, okay? And if you hit edit, so all I've done, let's come back out, I'll show that again. So I've gone library, rename, or hit F2 if you've got a big keyboard, brings up rename photo. And if you click on the drop down, so file naming, click on the drop down, go edit, it brings up this template. And you can put anything you like in there. Anything you like at all. And you'll see across the top, that's what it's going to give you. So from this drop down here, these drop downs, you can put anything that's in the catalogue. So if you want to say JW, so it's Jones initials, and you want to select the date, so we come down to metadata, and we go, let's see if we can find it, created keywords, and we just select from the drop down, have a look, see if we can find it. No. Original file name, where is it? Sequencing, seconds in here somewhere. Anyone see it quickly?
Can't see it. It's too small.
Oh, is it? Right, okay. I'll put my glasses on.
Magnifying glass.
Greatest date. Oh, where is it? Dimensions, custom insert text, second. There we go, found it. Right. Under sequencing date. Oh, there it is. Look, date. Okay. So you can put in here date. Okay. So I go year, month, day, and it puts this field in year, month, day. And then I like to split it up. So I put an underscore and then I go back to date and I put in the hours, minute and seconds. So hours, minutes and seconds. Okay. And it takes it from the camera data. Then I do an underscore and then I put the original file name.
Oh.
Okay. So I've now, as you can see, it says JW 2021 1025 underscore 15 23 30, and then it's got the original file name because this is the original file name that's in Lightroom. And then you just go save as a new preset. So we save that JW, okay, and go create. Okay, so if I go back to that image, there's one there. And if I go library, rename, select the file name, JW. If you look, I don't know, can you see this here? JW20220124.
Well,
Yeah, this bit here, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's now rename the image. That is a unique name, unique file name. So if I go to the next one, okay, 54, it's 53, it's a duplicate file. Okay, so it's 54. So if I go this one and this one and this one, so it's two different images. Okay, one's 54, one's 53. And if I go file rename, JW, so I go 53. You can see it's 1634. There's 54. And it's a different file naming. So it's unique. Okay. And if you look, this is a NEF file, this one, NEF. And this is a DNG. So they're different suffixes. Okay. So they're different. It's the same file, but it's imported twice. Okay. All right. I've imported it twice, those images, probably just to show different people different things. Okay, so you can apply that preset to this image. So you can do it if you want up here. So we go metadata, There's file name. You click on the little button here, that will drop that up. Go there, and now it's renamed it. Okay, if I zoom in a bit, you can see there's the renaming. It's all renamed. And you set that formula up. Okay, now on import, if I hit the import button, on the right-hand side, top right corner, you've got file renaming. So you tick the box, select the JW, and it'll, as you import them, it'll rename the images for you. Do it automatically. So you don't, once you set the format up, you can import them and it does it for you and it gives you a little, there it is. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can apply it once they're in, rename them. You can apply your metadata preset and your renaming presets to the images you've already got in there and as you import them. Okay, the important thing is just spend a little bit of time thinking about how you want to file name them, okay, and what type of presets you want. So I have presets for every type, and I've got a long big list in my normal catalog, long big list, okay, and I split them up, okay, right, but as a part of the preset I have the right keywords in there as well. So all my keywording is done. And all I then do is I add a few keywords. Okay. And modify. So I can import 1,000 images, let's say, of Exmoor ponies, cull them in 3, 4, 5 minutes, edit the 4 or 5 images that I want to put on stock, add the couple of keywords, and I've gone through those 1,000 images in perhaps 15 minutes, and I've gone back out shooting again. So why might have 1,000 images? Well, it might be a blowy day and all the hair and so on, their mane and tail is all blowing or whatever. So there's a lot of action images. You know, go brr, 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 and to get the right hair and so on, the right peak of action. But I've imported them all and I've applied the generic presets to each of the images. And this is the great thing about Lightroom. You can do things in bulk. You can do them, you know, sync them together and so on, where nothing wrong with Photoshop. However, you're doing each individual single image. So this is why I call Lightroom DAM, Digital Asset Management. It allows you to manage, edit, manipulate, edit, you know, share everything all in one place, and you just do it to one image and you can sync it across multiple images. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you want me to go back through anything of that, or everything okay with that?
Okay, at the moment.
Watch the recording. So.
Yeah, likewise. I should be watching the recording.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so let's find this image here. Okay. So, okay, so we're going to go on to into Photoshop tonight. We're going to look at an image, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do something. You might not want to do it on this type of image, but it's an easy way to show you what we're going to do. So we're going to create a selection, and we're going to create a path. That might be a new term to some of you. And what we want to do is the shape of the subject, we're going to add some text to it. Okay, so you might not ever want to do this, but it's the principle of what we're doing. Okay, so you can add a halo, you can add text to something on a perhaps Tony was talking about, he was doing a poster earlier and so on. So I have this image here, which is in Lightroom. It's my place where I keep all my images, and I want to edit this in Photoshop. Okay, so we go Command E, or we can go right click and edit in, and we're just going to edit it in Photoshop. Pop-up comes up. There's no edits, there's nothing being done to it, so it's the original image, and it'll open it, in Photoshop. There we go. Okay. Simple
Yep.
as that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm now going to go select subject. And why hasn't it done that? Let's take that off that. That should select subject, select subject. There we go. We've selected, I didn't have the layer highlighted. So I've selected the subject. Can you see now there's the dark marching ants, yeah? Photoshop is really good at doing that these days, select subject. And I want to expand that selection. So select, modify, expand, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this line by 40 pixels. It's up to you how far you want to expand it. How big do you want the text, for example? So if you wanted bigger text, you would expand it more, okay? But I'm just going to expand it by 40 pixels. And now you can see the line has gone 40 pixels all the way around the subject. Okay? Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Now I'm going to come down on the bottom right hand corner. I'm going to come, we normally work in the layers panel. I'm going to go into the path panel.
Where's that?
And the bottom right hand corner, you've got layers, channel, and path. And I'm going to create a path of this selection. Okay, so I'm going to click on this tool here, and you can see it's created a path. Okay, you can see that it's made a path. It's no longer a selection, it's what they call a path. Press T for text tool. I'm going to click on the path. Oh, didn't click on the path. Click on the path. Click on the path. Undo. Go back to our layer, click on the path. There we go. So, sorry, you've got to go back to your layer. So I was in the path panel. I'll go back and show you again. Okay, so there's the path. I've made a selection from the path. Sorry, I made a path from the selection. Let's go back a couple of steps. Okay, so expanded. Okay, it was in the layer module and I expanded the selection. I click on the path tab, it's down the bottom right hand corner. I then want to make a path out of this selection, which is this tool down the bottom. It's got a circle with 12, 6, 9, and 3. They're little squares on the end. So I click on that and it creates a path. Okay, so I've created this path out of selection. I go back to my layers panel. I press T for text tool. I click on the path. Come on, click on the path. There you go. Now I can add text. So Lightroom. Mark. Okay. And I can put a few spaces in there. Lightroom. Mark. Okay. Lightroom. Mark. And it's creating text all the way around the subject. Okay. Now I'm going to copy and paste it. Paste, 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 paste. And now I've now put the Lightroom mark all the way around my subject. Okay.
Where did you get the make path from?
So let's go back. So let's go back. I've selected my subject.
Yeah.
So I've gone, right. And now I'm going to expand it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you normally you're in the layers module. Can you see that, Bobby, down the bottom right hand corner? Layers. You click on the path panel here, and right down the bottom is a circle. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4th icon over, and it's to create a path from a selection.
Okay.
Okay. Hit on
So
there.
I can't see it on the screen.
My screen or your screen?
My screen.
Okay. So you see it says path in the panel.
No, I can't see that bit. All I can see is down to quick action, align and distribute. That's why.
Okay, so it's off the screen. Hang on then.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can make this a bit smaller. Right. You can see that now, Bobby, down here?
No. Hang on.
Yeah.
Down here, 4th icon in.
I think I've got one on top the other here.
All right.
Yeah, you're under. You got one. I've got one underneath the picture of the girl. It's weird. Don't matter. Carry on. No.
Okay. So this icon here. So across the bottom, it's right bottom of the Photoshop. You've got this circle with the 12, 6, 9, and 3, the little squares on it, and it's create a path out of a selection. Okay. All right. So let's go back. There's my selection. I click on the word path, which is crossed by layers. I click on this icon. It's created that path. It's called a path. Okay. Then I go back to layer. I click on the path itself. Get in there, click in there. There you go. So I'm now clicked on the path, and I can type whatever I want. Okay, LRM mark. Okay, LRM mark. Okay, and it goes around, and I can change the size if I want to make it smaller writing. Okay, smaller writing. Okay, so if I zoom in, okay. All right, so I'll go back to the text tool, click on the path, oops, undo. Make path, click on the path. Only difficult to click on the path tonight. No. Why can't I click on the path now? And then I'm going to click on the path. Oh, it's probably because, yeah.
Because you've enlarged it.
Yeah. Okay, it's now inside the selection. If I click on the path, come on. This might be because it's too small. There we go. It was too small, that's why. It wasn't clicking on the path because it was too small. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, I can change the size. Okay, for the size of writing, whatever I want to do. I could go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, select Command A to select all, Command C to copy, paste, 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 and I can paste it all around my subject. Okay, just going around my subject. Okay, so I've now put text all around them. Okay, press OK. All right, so I've now created this halo effect with the text all around them. Okay? Yeah, makes sense?
Yep.
Now, you might not want to do that for this particular stuff, but there might be something you might want to do. You know, you got a building that you want to draw somebody's attention to. Do a selection. This is the building that you're going to, or this is the door. Go through this door. Yeah, and you make a selection. You can type around it, go through this door, and it will type around it. Now, to bring this back into Lightroom, just go File, Save, and it will save it in Lightroom. Okay, that's it, we're done. All right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
and that's it.
Different.
Yeah. And that's the extra thing. So it's something different, something, you know, you might not use it every day, but it's something that go, oh, I didn't know to do that, or that's interesting. I could do that. Because I know a couple of you are into art. And it's adding, this is what this extra thing that I bought in, you know, you can do extra things. So next week, just to give you a little preview, this lady's arm, we're going to move this lady's arm. Okay, next week.
Good.
In Photoshop, we're going to move the lady's arm.
That's
Transplant then.
fine.
All right, okay. All right, everything else will stay the same, but we're going to move the arm.
Okay.
All right. So that dog that was cocking his leg in the photograph is no longer cocking his leg in the photograph. All right. because there may be a time where everything else is right in the picture.
Yeah.
Except that bit. And you can, it's called the puppet walk tool. You can move, you got to be realistic, but yeah, you can move the arm. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll do other things like blending. So for example, if you've got a family portrait, you've got 3 images you took, and 2 of them are all smiling, 1 of them isn't, and the other person is to stack them, and then we'll put the faces so you can blend them together. So you're seeing that person's smile out of that picture, but that person's smiling out of that picture. So we'll do other things in this this task. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, good.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So next week we're going to look at puppet walk tool. So any Lightroom questions? Look at that. Nice.
You said what the shortcut was for the copyright symbol. I missed it.
Mac Command Control G, I think. Let's just open the browser and just check for you. I'm sure it's Control Command and the letter G. Although it wasn't coming up, was it Option Control G? It's not coming up in there. Boom, boom. I'm sure it's Command Control G, but it's not coming up in the browser for some reason. Let's try a different way. 1 second. Let's go there. Command Control G. No. Oh, I thought it was Command Control G. It's one of those things you don't do a lot. Mac keyboard shortcut copy. Right, logo. Option G. Yeah, it's Option G. So second key in from the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah.
So different keyboards are different things, but it's Option G. Nearly right. It's one of those things that once you do it once and that's it, you forget about it. So Option G. I've got a full keyboard here. So second in from the left corner, press the letter G, and that gives you PC. I think it's something like you've got to press like 4 keys or something. Alt something 169 or something like that, and it comes up. Or what you could do is open up Microsoft Word if you've got that, copy it, so Command C, copy, and then Command V for paste if you're in Photoshop, Word or something like that, and do it that way. So. Okay, so any questions? Anything on tonight? No?
No.
My head's buzzing as it is.
All right. Okay. Well, that's because you haven't filled the gin up. Any Lightroom question? Any generic Lightroom questions? Anyone need any help with anything? Last week importing?
I just need to get my folders sorted.
Can't really help you with that, Bobby.
No, I know.
The only thing I can suggest is the way that I do it is it's about narrative. So travel, then the location. So UK, then England, then Somerset, then Minehead, and then the narrative. So Minehead Beach, and then they go into a date structure. So I've got several steps. You drill down several steps.
I can do that, Ray.
Yeah. So I do something like that. And the reason why is that if everything goes wrong, let's say Lightroom crashes or you buy a new computer, they're all on an external drive. You can manually drill in down each folder structure and go and find the image.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can, so if you keyword something wrong or whatever and so on, and because I knew I'm looking for a picture at Minehead Beach and I know it was January 2021, I can manually go and look for that. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I do that. So my father taught me a few things in life. A lot of them were wrong, but one of them was belt and braces. So your pants don't fall down. Yeah, unless your wife pulls them down. But there we go. So we're not going to go there. Sorry.
You're lucky.
But anyway, so can't believe I said that. But there we go. Anyway, so yeah, so you put all these systems in place, and due diligence says, what happens if all that goes wrong? I can still go and find my images manually in my tree structure, either in Lightroom or in Finder or Explorer, and there they are. They're all methodically, all my socks are in my sock drawer, all my pants are in my pants drawer, all my trousers are hanging up. They're all in the same place, all methodically. And then the last folder, Bobby, is the date and time it was taken on, because that's the unique identifier.
Yeah.
So all my Minehead Beach images are together. All my Exmoor Pony images are together. And then the last structure is the date that they were taken on.
What I get in the muggery, I've imported, and that's fine. I can do what you're saying. It's when I've imported them, where do I put, when I import them? In D, C?
Well, the drive.
Yeah.
Well, in my case, they all go onto my Drobo. They all go into one place on my Drobo. If I've got a large amount of images that I'm working on, I will have them on the local drive on the computer, in the computer itself. And the reason why is it works faster. So Sue will know what I'm going to say here. When you read a book, you take it off your bookshelf and you put it by the side of the bed or the side of your chair and you read the book. But when you finish reading the book and you want to keep the book, you put the book back on the bookshelf. So I do the same principle with my images. When I'm working on a set of images, they're on the local drive in the computer, because that drive is fast.
Right. So which would that drive be? I mean, I've got D
well,
and C. I don't know.
That'll probably be C. That will probably be on your computer, C.
Yeah.
On a Mac, it's called the Macintosh drive. But I've got a very, very fast SSD that I put them on, and then when I finish culling them, editing, keywording them, doing any develops or anything like that, I then take that whole folder structure and I go and put it on my external Drobo.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's my bookcase, that's my storage. It's still a very fast drive, but it's not as fast as doing it on your local drive.
I mean, I have got morning date order, etc., etc.
Yeah, so it's like having a bookcase. All my books is on the bookcase. When I want to get them, when I want to do something to them, edit them, and so on, etc., I will then bring the whole lot, or the one image or whatever, do what I need to do. If it's just one, I'll just do it. But on first import, I've got a folder called WIP, work in progress. They'll go into that work in progress. I'll do whatever I want with them. Once they're done, I'll move that whole folder. So if it's 100 images of Exmoor ponies on a particular day, I'll move the whole lot and I'll put them in back on the bookcase. Yeah. Because it's quicker using the SSD solid state drive rather than an old mechanical hard drive, which is just storage bookcase.
Yeah.
But if somebody says to me, Mark, I want that particular picture, and it's one picture, I don't move it from that bookcase.
No.
It's quick enough to do that. It's only takes a few seconds, as in 2, 3, 4 seconds. But if you multiply that over 1,500 images, it takes you a long time to do the stuff.
Yeah.
Where if you do it on a local drive in your local machine, your first initial workflow, you'll save 10, 15 minutes. You can do the whole lot in 10, 15 minutes, not half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay.
So nobody's got any questions?
Yeah, Mark, just while you were just talking to Bobby, so when you set up a new folder on your computer or your Mac or whatever, does it automatically show in Lightroom straight away?
No, you do everything in Lightroom. If you don't do it in Lightroom, Lightroom doesn't know it's there.
So you're doing it in Lightroom as opposed to Lightroom Classic?
Sorry, in Classic. You do it all in Classic.
So I've just set a folder up within
Classic.
Yeah, in Classic under my travel.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at Lightroom Classic, it's not there on the left-hand side.
It won't be. It won't be.
Okay.
So that's in the cloud. Lightroom's done it into the cloud. So, okay. So my if we're using Classic, that's your main. Imagine Cowboys in India and the wagon wheel. Yeah, you got this big, or a bicycle wheel. Classic. Actually, let's see if I can find the picture for you. Classic is the hub. It's the center. Let's just have a quick look. Let's see if I can quickly find this image. Because there it is. Share screen. So this is an image from Laura Shue. No, it's not. It's from Victoria Bampton. Okay, so this is Lightroom Classic. Okay, and it allows you to go out backwards and forwards everywhere you want. So this is your hub. Okay.
Mark, it's showing Lightroom Classic.
I know it is, but I'm just saying.
Lightroom, yeah.
Okay? So this is Lightroom Classic. Okay. I'll actually do one to show you. Okay, and you can go backwards and forwards from here to here. So let's because we're going to confuse you. Let's do this. Let's go edit. Okay, so let's go boom, boom. Okay, there we go. Right. Okay, so this is Lightroom Classic, and anything in Lightroom Classic allows you to go in and out, backwards and forwards to different applications. Okay, which is why I like Lightroom Classic. Allows you to go to the cloud, allows you to go to mobile phone, Apple TV. Here's Mrs. Peg sitting on the sofa with her computer and so on, and then it comes back to Lightroom. Then she's upstairs in her craft room with her old computer, looking at them on the big screen, and then she's got an iPad and so on, and all the images come back, and then she's got her phone, and it all goes backwards and forwards. Everything goes backwards and forwards. So Lightroom Classic is your hub in the middle.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I understand that.
So when you create a folder, okay, so we go right click, create folder.
Okay. Don't you import them first?
Well, you can do it several ways. I'm just creating a folder here, but you can create a folder on imports. You can go import.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can go destination, and you can go right click, create folder here. There's more than one way of doing it.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, pop up a window. So go test, press create. Okay, press choose, and there's the folder here. Okay. So it'll import the folders here, but I can go right click, create folder,
and then import,
and then import them there. So LR21
it might be easier,
and I can go import destination LR21, which is there. Okay. All right.
So where's that? I can't see what it says there. So when you're doing a new folder, what's it in?
You press plus up here.
Yeah.
You can create a new folder.
Oh, by folders. Yeah.
You can create by folder, or you can just go right click
in the folders.
Folder. Yeah, create a folder. There's loads of different ways to do it. File, well,
it might be easier than import. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do it that way. But this, if I go to right click, show in Finder, what I've just created, look, they're already here. Right. There's tests, there's 21. They're all here. Okay. So you don't have to worry about if you do them outside. So if I go show Finder, okay. So there it is in the Finder. If I now go right click, add new folder, and go mark, right, close it. It's not in Lightroom.
Right. No, I'll stick to the one. I remember that. I don't want to know the others. Yeah, remember the one.
Okay, so everything has to be in Lightroom. Yeah. Lightroom then writes it to the drive. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
No, I think that's answered it. I think I wasn't pressing that choose.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So, any other questions?
No, not for the moment.
Not at this time, no.
Right. Okay. Now let's just cancel the screen. So what do we think about the new doing that task?
That's good.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if there's something that you need, you want to know how to do something, drop me an email, send me a message or whatever and so on. How can I do this? And I'll build it into this so it's
Okay.
oh, I want to do this in Lightroom or I want to do this in Photoshop. So it's a specific thing. So the first 45 to 60 minutes are going to be a module or action or a workflow. And then 15 minutes or so, we'll drill down on a particular task and something. So each week we're doing something that you also want to know and do. And then your Q&As at the end.
What you're doing next week,
Yep.
i.e. as it is moving the arm or whatever, that is a good thing to know if you're ever asked to repair an old photograph.
Yep. Exactly.
And you can actually take legs
Oh
off,
yeah, I've done
feet
done
off
that
of
as
various
well.
things.
Yep.
Other people to put on another person, you can even turn them inside out or round or whatever
Exactly,
to suit left and right and so on.
So the principle of this 15-minute drilling down on a particular, or showing you an actual, is actually to give you some skills.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first part is a workflow. It's an ideas to how to speed up things and get things going. And then the next bit, the 15 minutes or so, is I'm giving you an individual task. And this is what we were going to do, Sue, on after Christmas in the Photoshop thing that we never did. Is the first bit that you came to was all about file types, selections, layers, and so on. That was generic stuff about Photoshop. And then after Christmas, it was all about actions and tasks and things that you'd want to do to take from Lightroom to Photoshop. And how would you do that? Why would you do that? To actually make your images more relevant to you. So we're going to bring that here. Anyway, anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So next week we will look at keywording and the different types of keywording there are. I'm not going to do a workflow because that's a 4-hour workshop I do on workflow. I will show you keywording along with this preset, and I will show you the different types of keywording. So keywording sets, keyword lists, keyword hierarchical, and how that can work within presets. Okay? All right?
Yeah.
So,
Lovely.
all right?
So,
Okay, and then we'll do the warp tool as well next week. Okay?
super.
All right?
Thank
Okay.
you.
Lovely to see you all. And
Thank
David,
you.
I'll send you a second email you'll get from me with 2 recording links in addition to the automated one for tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay.
No problem, mate. Take care,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Bye.
Keep well.
And you. Bye.